Today on the Hangout, A. Wiggins unveils the new All-Star logo for the game in 2016 in the dots. Get your brooms out as LeBron James makes his 5th trip to the NBA Finals after sweeping the Hawks. And Houston, man, you got problems, like 11 of them, and they were turnovers as the Warriors are heading to the Finals. Hangout! Hi, my name is Akilah and I am supposed to be the basketball expert on this show, but I said 11. It was 13 turnovers for James Harden. Shouts out to T-Rex for fixing me on the stats. This is the Hangout, Canada's home for talking hoops, and we got some of our favorites on the panel today. This is an all-Hangout first-team show. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Dan Gladman, of course, of Vidal Sassoon hair product. And also, it's LeBron's 6th NBA championship round. Fifth straight, 6 overall. You guys are going to make me want to redo the start of the show, man. Why you guys telling me? All right, another guy that you're very familiar with, if you know me, you know Vidal Messiah, my brother from another. By the way, congratulations. You're about to get married, big man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know if that was worthy of the show, but okay.
Of course it is.
I guess so.
I think that makes one of us on this set.
Yeah, at least one of us. And, of course, you know this man. He will be hosting the Much Music Video Awards this year. A huge step up for him. We love what you do with your career, T-Rex.
Thank you, brother.
Big up, man.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
13 turnovers.
He's also a statistician in his spare time.
That's it.
But the Warriors are going to the NBA Finals. They closed it out, of course, against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. But here's the story I want to focus on. Steph Curry, the MVP of the league, he's the main man. You want your superstars to play big as we watch the highlights of this performance. But did they win this series because of their superstar or the overall depth that this team has? We'll start with you, Mr. Messiah. What's the real reason that this Warriors team is being able to excel at this level?
I mean, obviously, they're the top team in the league for a very good reason. They're the top team defensively, offensively.
Yep.
And they've got the MVP. And I think, you know what, their depth, their length, and obviously their shooting is just, tremendous. And it's going to be a great finals. And obviously, I'm cheering for LeBron and the Cavs and double
Obviously?
T. Obviously.
You're a notorious ship jumper. You do know.
No, I'm not. Obviously, I'm going for Tristan Thompson and the Cavs.
This guy's a Heat fan for about
it's
4
going
years.
to be tough because the Warriors are scary. Like, they just got so many bodies to throw at you, and they're so potent offensively.
Klay Thompson. Oh.
Well, Dan, your thoughts?
The answer to your question is both. You know, Curry won them at least one game on his own, the 40-point game, and really in probably 2 of the 5 games, he single-handedly won it. But their depth was a huge factor, especially last night in Game 5. I mean, Harrison Barnes pours in 24 points. I thought Ezeli had a great game as well.
Like a 10th man in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And maybe they don't win that game without that kind of depth. And if they lose that game, Houston is that kind of team that shows they can come back from a deficit in a series. So I think you have to look at both, and that's why they're dangerous as a team, because they have that superstar and they have the depth.
T-Rex, you're in agreement they could win with a bad game from Curry, or are they depending on him?
Well, I agree with Dan in the sense that it is a combination, but I don't think that they would win the series without the leadership of my man right there. So,
Steph Curry?
Yes.
He's the boss.
Because at the end of the day, yes, they're a good team and there's depth. There's so many good players individually, but they need that leadership, and that's a good thing. We're not downing the team by saying that.
Exactly, especially after what we saw with the Hawks. Let's talk about playoff experience, though. The Warriors have no one on this roster with any NBA Finals experience. Is this going to be what's going to hinder them later on in this round? Because, I mean, you're going up against the Cavs, a team with, they're old kind of, sort of, with guys like James Jones on the bench, but they've got LeBron, Mike Miller, tons of experience.
There's no substitute for experience. I think what they're going to have to really rely on is Draymond Green. He's kind of the heart and soul of the team. He's
got no experience either.
He's got no experience, but he is kind of the heart and the toughness of that team. I think what the Cavs are going to try to do is mix it up, out-muscle them. Tristan's very physical. Mozgov, LeBron's physical. Schrupp mixes it up. J.R. Smith's a thug. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are going to bring it. I think without, Green kind of showing some of that, Michigan State toughness and really being gritty, then, lacking the experience plus that, it's going to be extremely tough for them.
You're buying that okay. Let me rephrase it, though. They don't have a lot of playoff experience. The Cavs do. So where is the area where they need to excel, Dan, T-Rex? Like, what's going to be the kicker for them? Because they don't have the finals.
Cleveland has experience in Jones and Miller, but they're not going to play that much.
Yes.
LeBron is the huge factor of this series, one way or the other. But it's not, I mean, he's got the experience, but that's not what makes him so dangerous.
Right. They're not the Spurs.
They're not the Spurs. And the Warriors, they haven't had experience really this entire, playoff. They had some success a couple of years ago, but they're at a much higher level than that franchise.
I'll tell you who has experience on that
years.
team. Steve Kerr does.
So T-Rex, is the answer just throwing young legs at him? Because you got Andre Iguodala, you got Harrison Barnes, you got Klay Thompson. You just throw young legs at LeBron James and hope that gets you done?
Well, I look at it like this. The Warriors got to just leave it on the floor. They got to it's all about talent at this point. Because as Dan said,
they have more of it, I think.
Well, as Dan said, I mean, the Cavs don't have that much playoff experience. I don't think that really that's going to be the deciding factor. It's going to be who comes out to play, who stays together as a team, and who wants it more. Well, because there's enough talent to go around.
If that's the case, it's going to look real Cleveland-like, in my opinion. But let's throw to this. James Harden, 13 turnovers in the biggest game, hands down, of your career. He did some good work in these playoffs, but earlier on this show we talked about the fact that he is at risk of becoming one of those non-playoff performer type guys. That's a label that exists out there, T-Rex. Does this lend to his bad rap in the playoffs?
That I honestly don't even want to speak on it because I love watching James Harden play. Like
as just a
fan of basketball, I love watching him.
You guys have similar games. The ISO Kings on the perimeter.
That's right. I don't miss. But Little B was in the building last night, so it was over for him. Hail to the base god.
Oh, geez.
Look, Harden is a great basketball player and a great performer, but he has not shown that he is a clutch performer. We don't have a game-winning shot. We don't have him doing a miraculous play late. And like you said, the biggest game of the season, of his career possibly, 13 turnovers. I mean, he laid an egg. That was one of the worst games I've ever seen an all-star play in a playoff game.
Yeah.
So he's a really good player, but he's not that elite playoff performer like Curry and like LeBron.
I don't think James wants us talking about
who cursed the entire Oklahoma City Thunder organization a couple of years ago, and he's been following James Harden around saying the curse is real. Do you believe in the curse of the base god?
Listen, do I believe in the curse? No. Just so everybody at home knows I'm not a fool. I do not believe in the curse. However, last night, he was playing like he was cursed.
Something was up.
Base God was in the building. So, it's real.
Okay, all right.
The curse was real last night.
The curse was real last night?
Just for last night.
And talk about KD going down hurt. Their inability to, well, get over the hump. They looked horrible in the playoffs and in that conference finals. What do they need?
Obviously, a point guard would help, but with Houston,
not Patrick Beverly.
Nah, but with Houston, it's tough to tell because they were so inconsistent. Like, obviously, I was going for the Clippers, as you all know.
Obviously.
The way they came back, it showed a lot of heart, a lot of grit. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this team has something like that just separates them from other teams. But they're so inconsistent. They're so up and down. They've got a superstar in James Harden. You know, Dwight Howard, when he's Dwight Howard, is dominant.
When is he Dwight Howard?
And he was Dwight Howard at times in this series.
Which one is
the
Dwight
year
Howard?
the Magic went to the finals? Is it 2009?
Against Cleveland.
No,
You're talking about
the
that
Magic
year.
against the Lakers, okay?
when they lost.
And Howard was at his best. What made him so good? Ball came inside, got it out to shooters. I don't think Houston really has the three-point shooting. They were throwing bricks all night last night, this entire series. They need a shooter and a healthy point guard to do better next year than they did this year, although I still think they overachieved this year.
They overachieved. 100% they overachieved.
All right, we are unanimous on the decision that the Houston Rockets have overachieved for this season, but we still have more to get to here on the Hangout. We got to talk about the king himself, LeBron James, 5 straight trips to the NBA Finals. But there's another guy who did it too. Anyone got any love for James Jones? Riding the King's coattails? No? All right, we'll be back. More Hangout.